Let's see here. What's going on here? What is going on here? I know you hear me. Now you see me and we are live, baby. Let me just make sure that I'm not hearing myself on this thing. Let's see here. What's going on? Of course, I'm going to hear myself on this thing here. Let's just put the volume down. Oh, man, it looks good. It actually looks good. I'm doing this for a couple of reasons. One, to test this whole thing out because my new show, it's a live show, is coming to your domain. And it is, we're doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I believe, on my calendar. It's going to be a morning show, get people's asses up. And it's called Trust the Process. Trust the Process. So that's going to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We're starting that April 4th, I believe. Can't see my calendar, it's all the way over there. So April 4th, Trust the Process. What's that about? Well, it's about exactly what I'm talking about right now. It's about believing in yourself enough to know that there is a process. And it's about learning yourself enough to know that you have to trust this thing. If you plant a seed in the dirt, you blink, you don't expect that flower to grow, to bloom in a day. You don't. You trust the process. You trust the process of photosynthesis. People trust the process of the court system. We trust a lot of processes, but when it comes to our own development, when it comes to our own growth, and even in business, we want it right away. And we can't understand why it's not so. So we give up. We give up to a point where we are left paralyzed with regrets because we have shoulda, woulda, coulda, why didn't I? And I had a bunch of those. So in this episode, Life After 9 to 5.050, a half an episode. I think I dropped another half before. Or was it a quarter? Either way, though, it's official now. The Comfort Killers, I founded this company in 2016. In fact, I just noticed that I started my YouTube channel February 14, 2016. That was the big day. That's the big day that I write about in my book, my debut book, The Comfort Killers, Your Journey to Success, How to Change Your Life Using Tools You Already Have. I wrote it in my book, and I wrote the story, and I understand that it is a journey. And I took this oath to myself, a promise to myself that I'm going to see it all the way through. Now, meeting and working with many people in the entrepreneurial space, in the spiritual space, mindset, coaching, performance space, I learned a lot. We're always going to be students of this thing. But what I do know is that there is a process and one must abide by that process. If you want that book, it actually, it's out on Amazon right now, but if you want it signed, I'm sending some audiobooks your way. Well, just one audiobook. You don't need 4 audiobooks with the same thing. So you get the signed copy of the book, you get the audiobook, and I do have an option there if you want the journal. If you want that, go to thecomfortkillersbook.com, thecomfortkillerbook.com. Just go over to that website. I'm sure it's going to be in the description here in a bit. Thecomfortkillerbook.com. Check that out. All right. So I took a dive. I like biographies. In fact, I got plenty behind me. Let's see. I got Thomas Jefferson over there. What is that? What are you doing over there? Benjamin Franklin somewhere in here. And a few others. But I also got a lot of books with people that took a risk. Even writing this book and laying it all out, these people, so I'm sure they had some adverse obstacles that they had to come, get over. They had people doubting them. They had their own self and ego doubting them. They had circumstances that we all have, but they did it. And why? What is that quality that allows one to say, you know what? I'm going to go for it all the way. You're at a point, I believe, because I was at that point where, if you have that scale of life, you're like, this risk that I'm taking to design my own life, to create exactly what I want, to do the things that I want, to help people, to serve people, to love more, to live more. It actually outweighs the comfort. It outweighs the comfort. It outweighs maybe a 9-to-5. It outweighs maybe staying local. It outweighs maybe, going to school, and I went to 2 different schools before I said, man, this is not for me. And if it is for you, it's all good. So that type of self-assessment, self-analysis is needed, because you've been dreaming for a while. And you're like, well, if that person could do it, if that person did it, why not me? You start asking, why not me? And what's stopping me? Most people think that, you got to be this highly intellectual, biochemist, mathematician, literature expert. In fact, just to cut on the book, after writing the book, I sent it over to my editor. I was afraid, because I know the editor was going to be like, damn, typos, grammatical. In fact, when I got the edited version back, outlined on the side, it was like, the usage of this word, but there was like this whole thing. I was like, man, just fix it, man. I know, because I know I'm not that the literary agent. I just know I have material in my head that could help people and get them out of wherever they are, overcoming an addiction, reprogramming the subconscious, changing the mindset, allowing yourself to give yourself the permission to move forward, dealing with fears. How do you do that? Moving towards freedom. What is freedom? Making these decisions, and that huge part of it, the self-analysis that'll get you to be honest. See, I wasn't honest with myself. I wasn't. And, I started a few companies back in my heyday, and I realized I love business. I love being in business. I love helping people. I love solving a problem. But why didn't I just take it? Like a little bit of like pain came, a little bit of, they knocked me down, my knees got scraped, probably knocked a tooth out, a little bit of problems, and I quit. And then, the thing is burning me up. And that's where regrets come from. Like, what if you would have stayed? So I know there's many out there that's in that shoe that question that and say, you know what, I want to do it differently. They don't know what to do. Maybe they definitely need to handle the mindset first, because that was my biggest problem, is handling the mindset. And once I unlock the mindset, and my book will help you out 100% with it. I call it the Mindset Unlocker, Shifter, Activator. How to use tools you already have inside of you to change your life. You have so much resources already embedded inside of you, and all it needs is really a change of frequency. Or maybe it's like a big old janitor with 100 keys on that ring. All you really want is the right key. Or it's like opening up a chest, and then you open that chest up and there's thousands of maps. Well, all you probably need is the one map. So you're not too far off from where you want to be. It may be that one piece of information. You know, it might be you listen to Tony Robbins. It might be Tony Robbins. It might be Gary Vee might push you to that level. It might be The Rock. You know, it might be me. Before I move on, I want to say thank you so much for watching. I am doing this live here in Philadelphia. We are going live at night, but I do have a show, Trust the Process, that will be live. And we're going to boost that show up. We're going to make sure that it is the top morning show to get people's asses off of wherever they're at, to start believing in themselves, to find that personal power and say, you know what? I trust the process. I'm patient when it comes to this, because this is what I want. And I believe in myself so much. And I believe in the universe aligning everything that I need at the right time, perfect time, to get across any obstacle, anything that's coming in my path, in my way, that may slow me down, may stop me. I know that I'm going to get that right piece of information. And really, it's about discovering more of yourself. That's really all it is. It's not this, you know, oh my God, this complex thing. You know, as humans, I believe we like complex. We like 100 steps. You know, when you give someone, it's so simple, you give someone this piece of gold, this piece of information, they're like, nah, it can't be. It can't be that easy. But because it requires discipline, because it requires work, because it requires self-analysis, because it requires being honest, because it requires a little bit of discomfort, it's too simple. But it requires you to stretch yourself. And since, you know, that's the scary part, because you don't want to take on responsibility of that new person. Now, responsibility is a huge part of growth. The more you move up, the more you start understanding why you're doing what you're doing. You know, the reasons change. Initially, you may think the reason is money, cars, hoes. That's a song. I just said it. But you may think the reason is money, cars, mansion, the yak, you know, cognac and yak. And then you start, you know, once you move up this vibration, you start saying, oh man, there's problems that I need to solve. There's people that I need to help. This world needs to be in a better place, a better state than I found it. And I need to grow in order to build into that person. I am becoming that person to help change that. And then that becomes the number one priority. So you go and you have the energy and you have all these tools, and you don't understand why you're getting all of this stuff. But because everything is aligned. It's a beautiful process. And I took a picture today of, I was in a staircase. I went down some levels, and it was level 3, level 4, and then I went down to level 2, and I took a picture of level 2. You open the door on each level. What's behind that door? And then you get the same, in a different experience, you get the same problem or same thing that you have to come beat up. You have to face it from in your previous life, because you have to. I opened some doors last year and I was like, whoa. I want you to know that you are supported by the Comfort Killers. I want you to know that you are supported by me. And that's why I'm going to have this show, Trust the Process, out on YouTube, because I know that people need this. People need to know, oh shit, it's been a couple years, man. I'm only making these incremental changes. You can't see it. You can't see it. It's like becoming desensitized. You know, I was just talking to a couple of my buddies, and we talked about it. 2001, when the planes hit the towers, it was the biggest shock. It lasted for weeks, months. You know, we were like, what the hell? How is this possible? Humanely possible. What is happening? This is horror. This is terror. I remember I think I was 19 or 20 years old when that happened. I couldn't adjust to it. But I was forced to adjust to it. And then now, after all these years, things start happening. Guess what? We're desensitized a little bit. You don't even see those incremental changes. You get a big change, and then you have all these little pieces that follow along, and you know, it's like a building block to your growth. But if you took every little piece apart, you'd be like, oh, snap, I really had to overcome fear. Maybe I had to overcome, you know, speaking in public. Maybe I had to get better discipline, waking up earlier. Maybe I had to handle my health. Maybe I have to, because you start noticing, you start waiting for the feedback loop. You want to know more about yourself. You want to get some stats on it. You want to start measuring things like, okay, well, last week I ran a mile in an hour. Last week I ran a mile in an hour. Now I'm running a mile in 50 minutes. That's a gain. That's a positive stat. So trusting the process is a part of your journey, both entrepreneurially and in life. Trusting the journey is a part of it all. So trust the process. So now I'm free as a bird. You know, I took a big leap. I trust the process. I trust myself. I took a big leap and I left the 9 to 5. I left the 9 to 5. I traded it in and I took in return 24/7, 365. How many people have done that? Many. Probably everybody back here. Just matters what side of the fence you're playing, because you can't play both. You know, you want to be back here, you want to be up there, you want to be over here, you want to be down there. You got to choose one. So I believe in myself, and I know that it's time to elevate, to maximize, and we're going to do it together. So I appreciate you watching. This is live. I know I don't usually go live, so this is like a shock to my YouTube folks. I'm building up my YouTube and making sure that you have a home now. You have a home in the morning. Trust the process. So subscribe if you haven't already. If this is your first time on my channel, go ahead and subscribe and let's make it happen there. And I will be using a whole different system to go live. So of course it's going to look all pretty, but I just really want to check the lighting in my apartment and make sure everything was loud and clear. I am Stacy A. Cross. There's no E in my name. I have a 30-day program. If you're interested, it's a free 30-day mindset shifting program. Maybe you're at the point where it's got to be a complete shift in all areas of your life, health, wealth, and happiness. Well, I got a program. I put it all together. It's video. It's a video course. You get a video a day. I shoot it to your email. I send you resources. We work on things. We read books together. We eat books together. And so if you're interested in that, it's howtogetoncomfortable.com, www.howtogetoncomfortable.com. I want to see you in that course because it is highly interactive. You have me with you. I support you 100%. And we're going to get this done together. You know, right now you're a part of the Comfort Killers and you're a part of this beautiful, growing movement of personal power, personal growth, self-improvement, personal development, entrepreneurship, lifestyle, health, wealth, and happiness, the entire scope of life. I am Stacy A. Cross, and there is no E in my name. Until next time, Comfort Killers. Let me get off of